I read this book last year featuring Mark Manson. A great book, man. And what it really just goes in detail. Not stress anything that you can't control. And I think that's a very important to anyone's success, especially if you have the ability. You're in college, you're trying to go to medical school or going to engineering school. It just really just gives you incentive that, hey, you have to take responsibility. And yes, life can suck at times, and it's going to be things that you're going to have to go through in order to achieve greatness. So for instance, if you want to be fit, you want to be athletic, you want to have great biceps, you want to increase your run time, you're gonna have to have the ability to put in the work and dedication to go to the gym and embrace the pain, that you're gonna have to put your body through, all this stress. And if you're not willing to go through those things, then how can you expect great results? And on top of that, he's just a New York best time seller, and also too he's a blogger, and I really like how he made various examples of that. When he was blogging, he started off, kind of rough. He lost a lot of money. It was really difficult for him to market. He really lacked a lot of skills as far as getting himself out there and picking up his business from the ground. And to be a successful entrepreneur, you're going to need marketing skills. You're going to need to have the ability to post your stuff on social media sites in order to gain traffic. But it might take hours. It might take a month. It might even take a year or a couple years. But are you willing to put in that work? Are you willing to have that why to keep going? And this is what this book displayed. Me just reading it. It's a good short read, man. And the title itself, it was a little funny, but it's just really not caring about what others think, and not just caring about irrelevant things, because life challenges is inevitable. It's going to happen regardless, man. But it's your perspective on how you change and how you think about this, and how you're going to maneuver. Because at the same time, you people want, I like how you said people want a nice relationship, people want to have the best sex in the relationships and all that stuff, and they want to have great anniversary gifts, and they want to go travel with their perfect spouse or flame. But at the same time, are you willing to, have the awkward silence? Are you willing to be put down, put yourself out there? Are you willing to help her out when she's having a mental breakdown or emotional things that's going on? Or are you willing to help her, when she's bringing that emotional baggage from maybe a family member that she was molested? Or maybe it could be a father that, emotionally abused her. Are you willing to step up to the plate and read some psychological books or help her out mentally and physically? Emotionally, so you can have a successful relationship if you really want to spend your life with that person. Are you willing to not just just put yourself and be tempted to talk to other women? It's just so many things that we take on into consideration, but we want good goals. Like, I feel like it would be so rewarding, you graduate from college, then compared to someone who goes to McDonald's, or you successfully complete a job interview and orientation. It took you like months to complete, and you had to take a test, compared to someone who just referenced you to a job and you just got it. Hard work and determination and going through the struggles and achieving it, regardless of what you went through, is more rewarding. And he emphasized that in this book. He had a little just many examples, like in World War II, it's the Japanese general, stuff like that. He was going out, and after the war was over, he was still carrying out his mission and remaining faithful and loyalty. It's a book about loyalty and on that, and being true to your word. And I was just like, man, this is like a really amazing read. And this just made me put things in a perspective that, yes, things are not going to be given to you. Even if things are given to you, you're not going to appreciate it. You're not. It may suck at first because you want things now, because we live in a generation, especially Generation X and the millennials. We want things now. We want to put in minimal work so we can get extraordinary efforts and extraordinary results. And that's just not how things work, especially in the 40s and 30s. African Americans, man, they still, for them to actually obtain homes, according to the War Gas program, that allow Caucasians to be able to purchase homes from home lenders with low interest rate, and they exclude African Americans. And this is actually how the ghettos of America were formed. They moved out of the outskirts of cities, and that's when Ford Motor Company, all these industrial companies starting to become a part, and they decided that, hey, if the whites and the other, races of people move out into the outskirts of the city and be prosperous there, and while the blacks just stay here and struggle. And in Rolling Wood, Virginia, I was reading a book called The Color of Law. It's just so in the beginning paragraphs in that book, man, an introduction. It was just talking about that, in the 1930s, something named Frank Stevenson had a difficult time, buying a home, and African Americans were really struggling to do these things, man. And I was just like, wow, like but they still managed a way. Some of them managed a way to, despite all of that, to still purchase a home because they understood what was going on. They understood, like, the next generation, hey, this is going to be very beneficial at the end. And with the second part of the book, I like how he went into detail about taking responsibility. Regardless, like, I remember me personally when I was in college, man, going through like financial issues, emotional issues with parents, siblings, find out, if I should pay for my books or still eat at the same time, or should I use the money to eat and just wing it and try to be successful in school without books. I mean, it was kind of difficult, especially if you don't have any type of scholarships or anything, or, I didn't want to be in student loan debt. I didn't want to put myself in that predicament, and be like, oh man, like I really got to pay these payments and stuff like that. It really just gonna put me in the back, and it still not help me achieve my financial goals, which to be eventually a homeowner in my 30s. But same time, man, it was hard, man. I was looking like, man, failing tests, like, should I still continue? But I still did it because I digged into my why, like why I was doing it for future family, and doing it for the community, doing it for myself. And you just continue to move forward, and just embrace the struggles that you went through and turn that to a positive. I think that's what I really got from this book. I could be absolutely wrong, but this is what I got from this book from Mark Manson, and his achievements as well. I mean, he went through many things. I mean, in high school, he had a friend that was depressed. He wrote in the book that decided to commit suicide in the pool party, man, because he was upset. He was a good guy, man. Just talking to him, gave him signs like, hey, man, what you think about this? They talked about a lot of conspiracy theories. I mean, it was just really clicking, and really hit home is that he went to the bathroom, he walked out, and next thing you know, you find out that his friend committed suicide, broke his neck or something like that, man. And it was just a huge thing, and he just wanted to be remembered, or he just wanted to get out of this world because it was just things that's not going in his favor. And I understand that, like, in life, nothing's not going to go in your favor a lot. You're going to have many bad days. I mean, it's just an imperfect world we have. But if you're faith in God, if you're not religious, like, it's just like you have to dig deep. You have to have grit. You got to stand on something. Malcolm X said, man, who stands for nothing fall for anything. What is your foundation? What is something that you fall back on when things are not going right? I mean, just, it could be a little bit of anything, man. Just like links of jobs. You have a job, and then you on call, or you gotta keep calling the supervisor to see if you on duty that day. That can be very frustrating. You finding ways to make money online. You creating a blog, which I'm going to do, and it's hard to get traffic and things like that. You get discouraged. You feel like, well, do my opinion matter? And you start comparing yourself to other people's success, but you understand what they went through to get there. So, I mean, it's really pretty much in retrospect, and just kind of believing in yourself and understanding that what are you doing? Are you conforming, or are you just doing this to better yourself? What are you doing? What is your life goal? What is something that drives you in the morning? And you want to put yourself in a position that when you wake up in the morning, you got a nice job, or you have something that drives you, something that you can lay your head at the end of the day, like, hey, yeah, I worked hard, I achieved this. And I think this is the great mindset for a lot of black men and women in general to understand. Just delayed self gratification. It kind of talks about that as well. If you want to reach higher success, and that's what a lot of successful people do, put in countless of hours in their craft. It can be through chess. It can be through cleaning, any type of business as well.
Every Jackson towards where others were security violation.
Making a video, he's interrupting. But yeah, so that's pretty much about it. That's really the main things, I got from this book. These are the greatest components ever. It's a funny guy. But yeah, this is the greatest components ever, and really you can take something from out of this book, man. You can get it from Amazon, I believe. It's Mark Manson website. You can get that from that book, man. And it was a really great read. I might read it again. It's very, very inspiring though. But just take that into consideration, man. Things that we go through, I believe it's a reason. But it's up to us to turn that into a positive and continue to move forward and do something that's very difficult in order so we can feel great, feel good, instead of just things given to us So it's all about a mindset thing. You guys continue to like, comment, subscribe. This is my book review, subtitle Not Giving a F, the art of not giving a F. Please, subscribe, like, comment, share. And, the new blog is going to be coming up, man. It could be a new direction of this channel. So I'm really excited to get new equipment. And I'm just going to talk about book reviews, maybe some video game reviews on the blog, and politics and things that we can improve in the black community. That's pretty much the direction I'm gonna take it in. In movie reviews as well, because that's what I'm passionate about. So, but yeah, it's your boy Lee Jr. here. Just get something from this book, man. Also, one more thing too: don't do things for money. Don't ever do anything for money. Because money, you're not gonna really never have enough money, if that makes sense. You're doing something just for money, you're always gonna want more. You're just overlooking the humanity of it, of your goals. So people just go to college just for money. Like, why are you doing that? And then when you have exams and essays to do all at one time, you get discouraged, you don't get a good grade, you're gonna quit and give up, and then you want everyone around you to feel sorry for you. So money's just a tool to get what you need to travel, and it's just, I guess it's like the icing on the cake of what you're doing, but are you willing to do something great without even being compensated? So you just gotta dig deep in that. I'm out, man. Deuces.